Boas pessoal, vamos lá continuar a nossa gameplay. Ora bem, o que é que se faz? Missão principal. No hospital.
Come on, I don't have all night.
Vou já.
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
What type of hospital are you running? No antiseptics?
You have been away too long, Doctor. With the war and now this epidemic, supplies have been running scarce for months now.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a
Estou
pinch
mesmo a ver os
instead.
mortos.
Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
Bora lá. Supostamente há de ser por aqui. Não é pela frente. Mas deixam lá ver.
It's locked, all right. Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Oh, estava complicado. Este aqui não tem nada. Acho que não é por aqui. Velho necrotério. No fim dá para ir por aqui outro zombie. Um daqueles fantasmas não, vampiros malucos. Estou a ouvir qualquer coisa. Aqui não há nada. Vem por ali. Pelo menos humanos não há aqui.
It's locked.
Pois. Vai ser tudo lá em cima. Cão furtivo.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza.
Este medicamento já está. O que é que há aqui? Está
I cannot enter.
Já vou aí.
This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
Onde é que tu apareceste, pá?
It's locked, all right.
Vamos para a base.
Balls of Mars. Fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
Tártaro ferroso. Vamos lá para cima. Aqui não há mais nada. Agora assustei-me. Estava aqui um.
These skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after blood.
Os dois. Aqui não há nada. Easy. Hey. Deixa estar lá do outro lado da porta enquanto eu faço isto. Absorção. Eu realmente preciso de sangue.
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this.
Bora lá aqui. Vamos ver 3 da fração. Que eu preciso de sangue.
It's locked, all right.
Já aí vou. Estava aqui e queria entrar.
Skals can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting. Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
Vabbè. Onde é que eu vou? Tenho de ir para o hospital. Já para perceber o certo. Olha, sangue cheio.
You at our side, Dr. Reed. I know that Pembroke will prevail and survive this epidemic.
You
But in
always
the
knew the words to
circumstances,
calm
I'm
the
willing to
children,
give you the
Ella.
benefit of the doubt.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Doenças.
I'll never keep anything from her.
Good evening, sir.
This hospital seems to be falling apart. But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the
Good evening,
benefit of
Mr.
the doubt.
Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Tá bem.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
You always knew the
This
words to
hospital
calm the
seems to be
children,
falling
Ella.
apart.
As
But
for
in the
me,
circumstances,
what
I'm
a blundering
willing to give you
idiot.
the doubt.
Esse aí.
How long must I wait, damn it? Blaming me will not further your agenda, sir. How long is it going to take to fix these problems?
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Há sempre
Well,
médicos diferentes
it's
aqui
a
a
euphemism
aparecer.
that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Goodbye,
Oh, my
Nurse
God.
Hopkins.
Olha a tosse. Não posso enfeitiçar.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea. But my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
I'm a dead man. I was murdered. Now I'm a murderer. Tell me how this is a gift.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
There is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I had none.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Vamos lá ao escritório. E bem pessoal, vamos ficar por aqui. Espero que tenham gostado. voltaremos com mais episódios de Vampyr. Até à próxima.